Hey there, boys and girls. Today we are going to be working on the skill of rolling or bowling. When we take a ball and we are going to release it really low so that it rolls on the ground without bouncing. So I've got a few things right here. This is a tennis ball. Probably not the best ball for today because it's smaller than my hand and my fingers. I can roll it just fine, and it's great for the practicing, but later on, when we're trying to knock things over, we're going to be trying to knock over some objects, it's going to be small, and that might make the challenge a little bit too hard. But for our older students, if you want a challenge and want to try and bowl and roll with a small ball, that would be great. Something else that may not be too great today is a ball that is way too big. Yeah, this one's way too big. So big I have to step back on the camera, and it's going to be challenging for me to roll or bowl it with one hand because it's way too big for my hand. I'm going to have a hard time bringing it by my side to roll it. So this might not be the best choice for you. For our little ones, a basketball or something like that is probably going to be too big for them to balance, and you'll end up bumping it into your body as you're trying to release it. So something that you're looking for is something that will roll well, not break, or not break things around the area you're working with, and is a little bit bigger than your hand and your fingers, but you can still hold it within one hand without it falling to the side, and you can still hit a target with it. Okay, so for our younger students, our ones that are in kindergartners and our first graders, what we're going to be working on is being able to release the ball low to the ground and have it roll in the direction that we want it to go. And it's not going to go really fast in the beginning, and that's okay, because you're going to be standing a lot closer to the targets that we're going to use in a minute. For our older students, we're going to work on being able to work in an approach when we bowl or roll the ball. So we're not just going to be standing still, we're going to try and get some power into that. I'm going to demonstrate that now. I'm going to be far away from the camera, so I'm going to do a lot less talking and I'm going to do more demonstrating. This is what it will look like for our kindergarten and first grade students. I am going to take a step with my opposite foot. I'm holding the ball in one hand. With the foot that's on the other side, I'm going to take a step, bend my knees, and try and get the ball to not bounce as it rolls. This is what it's going to look like for my older students. I'm going to take several steps, with my last step being on the opposite foot. So in my case, I'm holding the ball in my right hand. When I go to release the ball, my left foot will be the one step forward, and it's going to be an approach. So several steps forward, and release low. Now with slow motion, I'll do one with some speed, so you can see we're getting the power. As your body moves forward, you get more speed. But my last step is going to be with my left foot, and when I take that last step, it's going to be more towards the center line as I approach. So, several steps, about 3, then I'm going to bring my arm back and release fast. This one will be a little bit faster. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but as I was releasing the ball, those were a little bit high. You probably heard the ball bounce a little bit. So that's something to listen for when you're doing yours, and work on releasing lower if you find that's happening with yours as well. All right, for the rest of our time today, we are going to work on hitting some targets. And everybody's going, Coach, I don't have bowling pins at my house. You probably don't. I do, but I'm a coach, and that's just how it is. I've got all kinds of sporting stuff at my house, so don't worry about that. These are here at the gym. I'm just put these here so that you're thinking about an object that's similar, okay? So what makes these work really well is that they tip over pretty easy. So if you're looking for something to use at your house, you want to think about something that tips over pretty easy, but doesn't just blow over in the wind or, is really hard to balance. You want it to be something that you can stand up easy, but tips over easy and doesn't break or hurt people. Glass, those kind of things don't work. So check with mom and dad what you could use. If you can't find something that will tip over, that's okay. You could use something like a stuffed animal or something that you can see if you hit it or not. It's always fun when things fall over, but if we can't make that happen, just look for a safe target in your house. Something that a lot of you all probably do have and might work would be some water bottles. So I set up 3 water bottles, just like the bowling pins. These have water in them, and they have the caps on tight so they won't make a mess. So check with mom and dad on what's going to be the best thing that you could use if that would work for you. In here, if something were to come apart or come open, it's easy for me to mop it. If it's at your house, there's different rules there. So check on that. Okay? So, now some of you all are saying, well, this looks way too easy for me. My kids in the upper grades, because we worked on that approach and we're working on power and speed, then you're going to be much further away from your pins or your targets that you're using. That way you have that longer distance and you can work on your power and your accuracy to be able to try and hit your target. For my younger friends, kinder, first grade, even into second grade, you're still working on just getting it to go in a straight line and getting it to roll where you want. It's going to take you more than a few tries. So if you find that it goes to the right, you know that you need to adjust a little bit more to the middle. So keep on trying until you get it. This isn't a one-time then give up deal. Keep on trying to get better. As you get better, get further away and start working on some of those skills. So you're going to go ahead and use the rest of your time today to work on rolling objects towards a target and working at that level you should be at, from kinder first all the way up into second, third, fourth, and fifth, and see how you can do. You don't have to limit it to 3. If you want to set up a full set of 10 pens or 10 water bottles, whatever you got, it works. This is also a great activity that can be done outside. If you're having a hard time finding perfectly flat ground, make that part of your challenge. Figure out what it's like. There's many of sports like golf where they purposely try and make it to where it's not going to roll in a perfect direction. So add that challenge in if you can't find perfectly flat space. There's nothing wrong with that. Every time your body is thinking and you're making an adjustment to make your object go towards the target, you are getting better at things that'll help you in skills for other sports as well. I hope you all have a great time with this activity, and I'll see you around. Don't forget to visit your Tech Apps class today as well.